Hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome. I'm going to be playing through Gong's recent visual novel release, Serpent. I played through Prisoner of the Mist. I greatly enjoyed it. And when I saw that there was going to be another story in that universe, I was very excited. I also needed a little bit of a change of pace. I have been playing quite a lot of Yars Rising and I am a little bit tired. So we're gonna spend today playing through this, reading it. Maybe there'll be some other games later, but for right now, let's just get right into it, shall we? Gong presents Serpent Wine. There are legends from many times and places about the grand adventures of the wandering swordswoman Celinde. Celinde, wielder of the cursed blood-drinking sword, the Red Festival. Celinde, who defied destiny and claimed her womanhood with her own two hands. Celinde, who freed the love of her life, Linolel, from the cruel and cold grasp of Mab, the queen of the Mist Eaters. Linolel, kind healer, powerful hunter, and the devoted lover of Celinde, became the subject of many tales herself. Linolel gained a womanly form after bargaining with the Mist Queen. Linolel, who would defeat the acolytes of the cult of Rad. Linolel, who would rescue a sacrificial maiden from the grasp of a terrible mountain dragon. This is not one of those great tales. This is a small glimpse of the lives of Celinde and Linolel, who in the months after departing from the deep woods, wandered forth into the wilderness, seeking adventure and redemption. This is a brief moment where a proud warrior strived to be ever kinder, and where a faithful hunter fulfilled a childhood dream. This is how it happened. The next village should only be a few days away by foot. It's going to be great to sleep in a bed again. I used to feel the same way, but now I much prefer the outdoors. Nothing soothes my soul more than the stars above my head and the moon blessing me with its pale light. Really? Not even your beloved's kiss? Perhaps you should show me to make it all the easier to judge. These absolute flirts. How little faith you place in me. But if you insist on a demonstration. Linolel giggled and moved her head closer, until she froze in place, her eyes wide. Celinde, keep still. Linolel, what's wrong? She gripped her sword, ready to turn and draw at the first sign of a threat. Just stay still and don't make any sudden movements. She spoke quietly, and her expression was dead serious. Though Selinde did not know what had caused her sudden shift in behavior, she trusted Linolil with her life and did exactly as she was told. Very slowly, Linolil moved behind Selinde, creeping towards a bush. Steady. Steady. Linolil, what's going... Now! At that, with speed and violence that ill-suited her calm demeanor, she dove right into the foliage. At that, with speed and violence that ill-suited... right into the... Oh my gosh. Hearing the rustling and struggling, Selinde could stand still no more, drawing the red festival and turning around to face the chaos head on. Linolil, what's in there? If a beast lies in wait, I shall rend it in two. Anything that dares to disturb my love shall... Oh, it's just a regular snake. Linolil sighed, rising up from the bush. In her hand was a small white snake that she held by the head, wriggling about in annoyance. Off you go then, she told it, as she released it back into the bush she found it in. Perplexed, Selinde watched the small animal as it slithered away into the grass. She stared at it as it vanished into the wilderness, before finally sheathing her sword and addressing her companion. I didn't realize you had such a fondness for snakes. Forgive my unsightly display, Selinde. It's not that I have any particular fondness for those little beasts. I just thought I saw something quite rare, that's all. A pale liquor snake. Liquor snake? What manner of serpent is this? Well, it's a bit of a superstition back home. Would you care to listen? Only if you feel like you're ready. I know that life in your village was rather difficult for you. I'd hate to conjure up bad memories. As long as you're by my side, I can endure anything. Even the past. In the village of Pale Oak, it was said that strange serpents lived in the outskirts of town. Few people actually saw them, but the ones who did all had one thing in common. What was that? They were all young maidens in love. It was only them that the snakes would approach. That sounds a bit bothersome. I wouldn't care for a snake following me around. It wasn't bothersome at all. Rather, on the occasion that it happened, it was seen as good fortune. Good fortune? What's so fortunate about it? If you were able to catch the snake and mix a bit of its venom into a drink, it was said that you would experience true bliss. Sometimes the adults would save the venom for weddings and anniversaries. It was something truly special. And just what do they mean by true bliss? To be honest, I'm not really sure. I left the village shortly after I came of age. When I was younger, I tried many times to catch one, or even just to get a glimpse of one. I thought that if I could just find one, the village would have no choice but to accept that I was a girl. But it never happened. Ah, so you were in love back then? Of course. But you didn't love me as a girl. You were the first one to ever love me for who I really am. And I always will. There's no need to worry about your old village, or whatever myths they told there. I know, I just, well, got a bit excited. I thought, maybe now it's my turn. Maybe now it recognizes that I'm a woman. I know it's childish, but I feel a little disappointed it wasn't there. Oh, Linalel, you don't need an animal to tell you that. You're a lovely lady, just as I am. And if anyone insists to the contrary, they'll find themselves without a head. The green-cloaked woman boasted, puffing out her chest a bit and making Linalel giggle. Yes, you're right, of course. Come now, we have a long day of travelling ahead of us. All right, but just one question before we go. How did you know that snake wasn't the one? Oh, that's simple. The pale liquor snake has a fat, round body. I thought I saw it for a moment, but that normal snake was the only one in there. I must have just imagined it. Yes, it must have been a trick of the light. She suddenly stopped, as she heard more rustling from the bush, and saw something unbelievable. A pale serpent with a fat, round body, peeking its curious head out at the two women. Linalel, keep still. Celinde? What are you... Surely you don't think you found... Easy. Easy. She stared at it intensely, and it stared back with its indifferent, empty animal eyes, making no sign of moving away. Now, she cried as she lunged forward, trying to grab the small creature before it could dart away. That was when something utterly unexpected happened. The snake didn't hide back in the bush. It didn't lunge back and bare its fangs, nor did it camouflage itself among the blades of grass. Instead, it leapt directly up into the air. I'm sorry, I have not read this before, so this is all new to me. Look at that animation. What? But how? That was a pale liquor snake. I really saw one. Did you see where it went? Oh, I saw it after it jumped over you, but I'm not sure where it ran off. How is it that a small creature like that can jump so high? I'm not really sure. They're just spring-like, I suppose. But forget that. I didn't even know they lived so far from Pale Oak. But we found one. This is amazing. We're going to do much better than merely finding it. We're going to catch that snake, Linolel. I swear it. Linolel's face registered surprise first, then joy. Oh, thank you, thank you. The two embraced each other in excitement, and Celinde took Linolel's warmth, brimming with determination. That was when a voice, cold as ice, empty as the void, spoke within her mind, interrupting her train of thought. It was the voice of her sword, the ever-thirsty blood drinker, the Red Festival. She thinks your motives are pure. How amusing. Be silent. I do want to make her happy, but in truth, you just don't want to be bested by a mere animal. Am I wrong? I can't deny that frustration burns within me. There are things that are more important. Justify it to yourself, however you like. I will aid you all the same, my master. I am most curious about this creature's blood. Oh? And here I thought you found the blood of beasts dull. In most cases, yes. But this is a rare beast indeed, and I hunger for novelty. Celinde, are you okay? Yeah, I'm alright. Just the sword bothering me again. Well, never mind that. Let's get hunting. Yeah. That said, the green-cloaked woman examined her surroundings carefully. All around them were vast fields of green. Grasslands, an occasional bush, and small patches of flowers. It's going to take a while to scour this whole place. I'll go left, you go right. That would take ages. I have a better idea. Oh, what's that? We'll lure it out with some bait. Of course. There's a huntswoman for you. You said they approach women in love, so perhaps we just have to wait around. We could, but there's something else the Serpent is rather fond of. Something a bit unusual. It's already unusual that a snake likes human women so much. Could it be that it likes to hear them sing? Nothing of the sort. That's a shame. I was hoping to hear those lovely tones of yours again tonight. Maybe later. No, what the snake likes are things like mead, beer, wine, spirits. That explains why it's a liquor snake. That's right. Some of the women in my village who found the snake lured it out of hiding with a small cup of drink. I'm sure if we just leave one out and wait, we'll be able to grab it before it can run off. I still have a bit of wine with me. Let us prepare the bait immediately. With this, that snake is as good as ours. The small cup of wine was set a short distance away from the two, who sat in eager anticipation of their prey. Though Linolel had little experience in hunting snakes, she had captured small game before, and was confident she could catch the serpent. She knew the key to any successful hunt was patience. Always patience. Small beasts were timid by nature, and the liquor snake had already been scared away once before. It could take some time before it was brave enough to try and grab the bait. Though Celinde had hunted before, she was not a hunter by trade. She understood that logically, catching her prey was a matter of time, but she was irritated that she didn't catch it earlier. Despite having the utmost faith in herself and her lover, the wait had begun to make her anxious. Luckily, she had a cure for the nerves right beside her and Linolel. Pass me the wine. We could be here a while, and I'd like to kill some time. I'm not so sure that's a good idea. If you get carried away, don't you worry. I'll just have a bit. We'll probably have caught this thing in an hour or two anyway, so how carried away could I get? Well, I suppose a bit couldn't hurt. Oh no. I think that was a bit more than a bit. Linolel. Oh, sweet, sweet Linolel. Couldn't count the hours for me, my dear. 4, Celinde. It's been 4 hours since we set the bait. Ah, yes. The hours, they count. 4. I think you'd better leave the snake catching to me, dear. No, 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 leave it to me. I've fought beasts and warriors 5, 10, no, 50 times the size of that little snake. Yes, yes. Take it easy on the wine now. We don't want to run out. It's a contest now, sweet huntress. Which will happen first? I run out of wine, or that damned creature finally shows its coward face before me and... Do you hear something? Ah! It wasn't a very loud sound, only a quiet, subtle noise, like a pebble skipping across water. The source of it was close by, just a short ways away from the two. There sat the liquor snake, greedily shoving its tongue into the cup of wine. There it is. Stay put, I'll sneak up and... So you finally show yourself, vile snake. Your luck is at an end, Celinde. What are you? I'll make boots out of you, you scaly fiend. Die! Celinde, stop. Don't kill it. Killing a pale liquor snake gets you a half-century of bad luck. What? She cried, stopping just short of the snake's head. Don't listen to her, you fool. Kill! The red festival screeched inside her mind. But by the time it had finished beckoning her, the snake had already jumped over her head, disappearing into the grasslands again. Now you've done it. You get to drink your fill, and I don't even get a meager animal's worth of blood. Be quiet. I've really messed up this time. She looked over again at Linolel, who had a sad, disappointed look on her face. Her shoulders were slumped over, and she sighed. Oh well. We can always set the bait again. Maybe it'll come back. They had just finished another package of traveller's rations when they noticed the sun had started to set. The cup of wine had been placed anew, but all throughout the day there was no sign of their hunt. Celinde sighed. She had sobered up by now, and had given up any hope that they would capture the serpent. Linolel sat beside her, wearing a look on her face that Celinde would describe as resigned. Well, it seems like it's not coming back. Dearest Linolel, the fault lies with me. I scared off our quarry not once but twice, and all because I lacked your grace. There, there. Linolel cooed as she nuzzled close to her love. At the very least, I did get to see it. Besides, if the snake can live this far away from Pale Oak, perhaps we'll run into it again elsewhere. I've always admired that about you, you know. Admired what? Your patience. I have strength, speed, and the power of incredible violence, and those make me foolhardy. The urging of that infernal sword doesn't help either. Need I remind you how many problems that urging has solved for you, Empress? You be quiet. It's created plenty of others. It is your hand that wields me, and your soul that accepted my terms. Do not forget. How strange of you to say that. Linolel began, cutting off Celinde's internal conversation with the blade. It is that exact strength, that immediate leap to action, that I admire in you. How strange, indeed. My love, I'd like to ask you something. What was it like, taking the elixir of true form? The elixir? That's a curious thing to ask about. My apologies, dear. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. No, I don't mind. You are my guiding star. I hide nothing within your light. Celinde looked up, gazing at the orange sky. From the first dose, I felt joy that I had never known before. My emotions struck me with a clarity I had never been able to experience. It was like a veil was lifted from my heart, but other changes were more gradual than I would have liked. The time it took for me to truly bloom agonized me as a child. You're lucky, you know. So very lucky. In what way? When I bargained with the Queen of the Mist, the change happened all at once. I was overjoyed, of course, but as I had time to think about it, I would have loved to feel what it was like to age into womanhood. To wake to the little joys of noticing something has changed. To slowly see my face reflect a girl in the mirror. I much rather would have had it your way and changed all at once. Why, you must have felt euphoria like no other. To have everything simply be as it should have always been. This is what's so wonderful about us being together. our different personalities, our different experiences. Together, they complete each other and make one perfect whole. My darling huntress, you have such a way with words. They quicken my heart and stir my soul. Selinde, The tall woman stopped mid-speech, her eyes fixated on something behind her lover. Confused, Selinde turned around. It's a little squeaky sound as the snake appears. It's so good. I love the little squeak. There was the liquor snake, drinking to its heart's content. The wanderer immediately prepared to go and grab the beast, but without warning, Linolel dashed towards it. The snake lifted its head and leapt into the air as soon as it saw Linolel. But unlike before, where it disappeared within the grass in an instant, the snake's movements were sluggish, uncoordinated. It landed on its side, not far from where it jumped. With ease, Linolel leapt down and grabbed the serpent by its round body. She stood up, holding the wriggling creature tightly, and faced Selinde. I got it! I got it! I got it! I really got it, Selinde! That's incredible. Linolel, you're amazing. All I needed to do was act with speed and power, just like a certain someone I know. Still, I wonder why the snake was acting so oddly. It didn't seem quite as nimble as before. Perhaps it had a bit too much wine. You made the folly this time, scaly friend. The snake only wriggled in response. Now then, let's take a little bit of that venom. Take care, little one, Linolel said, releasing the snake back into the grass. It slithered away immediately, without looking back. It's been a whole day of trying to catch that thing, but time well spent. I think by now we've earned our share of true bliss. I spent so long wondering why. But now I'll finally get to see just what that bliss is. Here's to us, my love. Here's to us and our bright future together. They knocked their cups together after the toast, drinking the wine they had dropped the venom in. Selinde finished the entire cup in one go, and found herself puzzled by something. How strange. I thought that the venom would have changed the flavor, at least a little bit, but it just tastes like regular wine. I don't feel any different from normal either. How about you? No difference in taste, and I don't feel any happier than usual. Perhaps that's the true meaning behind the legend, that true bliss does not come from the poison of an animal. Linolel? That true bliss is being a maiden in love. Linolel. That women, in all their infinite variety, and their diverse experiences, all have true bliss within them from the start. Linolel. Yes, dear. What you say is true, and beautiful, and profound. But I believe the venom is working now. Oh, Oh my! The effects of the venom would last for half a day. The two lovers would be awake throughout the night, as they came to understand that the liquor snake's name was not only for its love of alcohol, but also for the intoxicating, psychedelic effect its venom had when ingested. It would prove to be a wondrous time, full of vibrant color and powerful emotion. They felt their love for one another truly, and their souls swooned softly as they joined as one, completing one another. This was only a small glimpse at the lives of Celinde and Linolel, two lovers who would embark on many glorious adventures together. The events recounted here did not change the face of countries, topple monarchs, or destroy an ancient evil. But what happened here was no less important than any long journey they went on. They affirmed their love and understood that no matter what challenge the future held, their bond would overcome it. The end. Credits. Fonts: Atkinson Hyperlegible by the Braille Institute of America. Same Mistake by Hilarill. Tools: Image Tools for Ren'Py, Color Picker for Ren'Py, and Image Tint Tool for Ren'Py by Phoenix. https://phoenixdev.com. Ren'Py Staging Enhancement Pack and Ren'Py Shader Pack by Stella at Make Visual Novels. Made in Ren'Py 8.2.1. Painted and sketched backgrounds are CC0, public domain. Some backgrounds edited or created by Crystal DeForest. Sound effects, except air gong noise, are CC0, public domain. Some sound effects edited by Crystal DeForest. Ambient sounds by Froey. Original music by Polomos and BBXP. Proofreaders: Nikki, Vice, Alexandra Fern, Alexandra IDB. CG artists: Rose Nymph, Alexandra Fern, Alexandra IDB. Sword background by Sparklegoat. Wiggly illustrations by Crystal DeForest, made in Internet Janitor's Wiggly Paint Deco app. Celinde and Linolel sprites by Alexandra Fern, based on character designs by Sadie DeForest and Sparklegoat. Snake Sprite and Suji by Sadie DeForest. Ren'Py programming by Crystal DeForest. Special thanks to Samantha for supporting me always, to Sadie, my sweet darling love, to all my transgender siblings out there with love and power and resilience. Celinde created by Crystal and Sadie DeForest. Written by Crystal DeForest for the 2025 Trans Joy Jam. 2025, Crystal DeForest and Airgong Studio. Made entirely without the usage of generative AI. Thank you for reading. Art. Well, that was just beautiful. That was lovely. Just very nice. And that's basically how I felt about Prisoner of the Mist as well, the prior entry in this, in these characters' tale. Oh dear. I have the link wrong for Airgong. Airgong has a dash in it. that is the correct link. That will be for us here.